Hello, Keyforgers! It's Brobnar89 back with another groundbreaking discovery here on Cull the Weak. Gonna jump into another Dark Tidings deck here. See what we have. Alright. It looks like we've got Logos, Saurian, and Unfathomable in another Evil Twin, 2 in a row. Alright. He who deals with the Hollows Evil Twin. Interesting phrasing on this one because it seems like it's dealing with the Hollows Evil Twin. I've been surprisingly lucky in this display with easy open tabs that are actually easy to open. So there you go. All right. Nice looking Arkhan too. Look at that. Like a little horned rat or something. That's cool. All right. So we're starting off with Logos. Here's an example of a Evil Twin card that is, in my opinion, better than the original 3-power Fight Steel 2. Very nice. Armadrone. Binary Moray. This is objectively worse than the original. It's Skirmisher, and then you ready it if you raise the tide, and you exhausted if your opponent raises the tide. P.I. Sweven, 2-power, this one with a capture pip on it. If the tide is high, your opponent discards a random card from their hand. About, I would say, equally as good as the original, because even drawing 3 cards, you're not necessarily going to be able to play any of them, and you are definitely going to discard something from your opponent's hand, so that's cool. Second one of those. Talmadge Steelheart. Play, deal damage to an enemy creature equal to the number of cards you have played this turn. Again, I think this is better than the original, right? The original gets power counters on it for each card you have played this turn. I think this is better. Mind over Matter. Put each creature into its owner's archive. A very interesting card. We'll have to see if we have any good play effects in here. Nothing so far. Arkhan's Callback is the Omega card. You get to draw 5 cards after you play it. Really solid first turn card. This one with a capture pip on it. Bouncing Death Cork, nice. Destroy an enemy creature and a friendly creature, and you repeat it as many times as you can, as you like, as long as you still have creatures to destroy. Edai 4x4. Get to archive that card. Increase the key costs. Interesting with the Mind over Matter. You could make your opponent's keys cost quite a bit. Hydrocoagulator goes really nice with Edai. After a player raises the tide, they archive the top card of their deck. Infomorph, really good target for the Bouncing Death Quirk. You don't care so much if that dies. Information Exchange, steal 1. If your opponent stole from you on the previous turn, you get to steal a second one. Looks like we are on to the dinos here. Again, a Evil Twin that I think is objectively better than the original. 5-power, 1 armor, play/fight, stun a creature. The original unstuns one of your creatures. Censor Philo. Play, deal 5 damage to a creature with amber on it. Great. Again, I also think that's better than the original that does not take damage from creatures with amber on them. A second one of those. Wow. Now, this does have a bit of an issue where you must deal the damage. So if you're the only one with a creature with amber on it, then you take the damage, right? So that could be a problem. Depends on the matchup. Undagnathus, while the tide is low, double all damage dealt to Undagnathus. Crassosaurus with a capture pip on it. That is very, very silly. So 4-power, 2 armor, elusive, capture 10 from any combination of players. Then if Crassosaurus has fewer than 10 amber on it, purge Crassosaurus. Hopefully we have Imperial Forge or something that's going to be able to take advantage of having all that amber. There's just not a lot. Maybe, Whirlpool. If we have Whirlpool in this deck, that'll be great. There's just not a lot in set in Sanctum that can take advantage of Crassosaurus. This will do it, but it's very, very slow, right? Primus brings the capture enhancement, and you get to move a amber from a creature to another when you reap with it. 2 of them. Okay. So, some potential there. Octavia, action capture 2. A second one of those. This one with a draw icon on it. So, lots of capture potential here. And the Phylos are nice. Oops. Skipped one. Crushing Charge. Destroy each creature with power 4 or lower. Gain a chain. So far... Oh, we didn't have... obviously, we don't have Whirlpool in here because I already looked at Logos. So far, yikes. That's going to be a little bit tough with our Logos lineup. Not a lot of creatures in here that will not be hit by that. So it's going to be situational. It might be a card that just has to be discarded. Reach advantage if the tide is high. A friendly creature captures 3. Otherwise, you get to raise the tide. Venator Altum, 7 power, 2 armor. If it's dealt damage, if the tide is low, then you exalt it. All right, on to Unfathomable. Horrid Cyan, 2 power, evil twin creature with poison and taunt. I like that. I like that a lot. Second one of those. Whoops. Wicolia. Reap Exalt Wicolia. Keys cost +4 during your opponent's next turn. I would say probably not as good as the original because you have to exalt it, even though it doubles the key cost from 2 on the original Wicolia. I think the original is better. General Sherman, very fun card. General Sherman deals no damage when fighting. Play. Purge each other creature. If General Sherman leaves play, return to play each creature purged in this way, exhausted and under its controllers, under its owner's control. Yeah, really strange card. Lots of weird potential that could happen there. Ooh, the Abyssal Zealot. After you raise the tide, capture 2. After your opponent raises the tide, move 2 amber from Abyssal Zealot to the common supply. Really cool card. Echo Pearl. Omni. Destroy Echo Pearl. Exhaust, stun, and enrage a creature. That creature is not doing anything for a while. Curie Guiltspine. Elusive 3 power. After a creature reaps, it does not ready during its controller's next ready card step. Sleep with the Fishies. Destroy each exhausted creature. Nice. Let's see some more exhaustion to go with that. Bubbles. Put an enemy creature on top of its owner's deck. Call of the Void. Exhaust a creature. If it was already exhausted, destroy it instead, and its controller loses 1. Rakuzel's Chant. There you go. Exhaust a creature. If the tide is high, exhaust each creature instead. Really nice pairing with Sleep with the Fishies there. You can just wipe out everything without any chains. A second Rakuzel's Chant. Okay. Interesting deck. Lots of board control in here. Yeah, just like so many ways to remove creatures. That is insane. Unfortunately, a lot of our amber control relies on capturing. So that's a little bit non-synergistic with our massive board hate here. Yeah, so that could be a bit of a problem. Some decent efficiency. Interesting. All right. Let's start with Amber Pips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that is it. 7 Amber Pips in the deck is very low. So we need to reap a lot, which again is not great with all the board removal that we have. I don't see any other sort of burst mechanic in here. Yeah. I mean, there's some, like, you can get some more amber by moving around the captured amber. A little bit of stealing and information exchange here. Yeah, a little bit of difficulty here. Let's count the creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. A lot of creatures in this deck. A lot of creatures. So even though we could blow up the board quite a bit, we do have a number of creatures that can stick around and reap. let's look at the board control options we have. So 2 Recusals chant with Sleep with the Fishies, so that can wipe out everything, or you can use it as selective destruction, right? So you can hit a couple of different cards and exhaust them, and then hit Sleep with the Fishies. So you don't have to necessarily blow up your own side, because we have some other ways to exhaust specific creatures. Sherman takes out everything temporarily and then brings it back. Crushing Charge, all those low power creatures, but we have a number of creatures that would get hit by Crushing Charge, so that might not be a great option for us here. Bouncing Death Cork is obviously excellent, very selective, and then Mind Over Matter, just sort of like General Sherman, just kind of gets everything out of the way, and then it can all come back. Yeah, so lots of interesting board control decisions here. And let's look at Amber Control 1. I don't think this counts as Amber Control, but it is, somewhat. 2 with the Abyssal Zealot. Wacolia 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know how to count the Crassosaurus because it's like there's no way to, like, unless your opponent has 10, it's really unlikely to be worthwhile to play the Crassosaurus, right? It's just like you're going to end up giving them Amber unless they have 10. So really tricky to use effectively. I forgot what number I was at. I think 5, 6, 7. But a lot of them are slow. A lot of these are slow or capturing or, require the tide, like reach advantage, and not a lot of other ways to control the tide in here. Yeah, and like Zealot is here, but not a lot of ways to control the tide. I'm very concerned about this deck. It seems tricky. It seems very tricky. Like I think Amber Control could be an issue because it's so situational and slow and dependent. Definitely board control will be strong. You're going to need to have a big board and reap a lot to get anything done. And you're not going to have a lot of control over the tide. And there's some efficiency, but not enough that you can just get away with taking the tide again and again and paying chains for it. So, interesting deck. I think is definitely worth trying out and seeing how all that destruction goes. But I would like to see a bit more Amber Control in the deck. This has been another groundbreaking discovery, and I will catch you next time.